what's up with you? For today's video, we'll be full Tentacool evolution and forms team. We have got Tentacruel, Tentacruel, Tentacool and Tentacruel, Toedscool and Toedscruel. Man, this is a disaster already. We've got the abilities Clear Body, Liquid Ooze, Mycelium Might, and Rain Disc. So some pretty cool abilities. Now, this team was quite a challenge because not only was I using 4 Pokemon, I was using Pokemon that had very, very similar weaknesses. I've got 3 battles today with the team, and I hope you enjoy. We've got a mix of doubles and singles today. First battle here, this one is against Chili and Wieners. We have got an Incineroar and a Sableye lead. I've got my Toedscool and my Tentacool. Man, this is going to really test me today with these names. They sound all the same. So, Tentacool is a Toxic Spike, Liquidation, Gunk Shot, and Knockoff set, max speed and max attack. This is pretty much designed to set my team up because I've got multiple Venoshock users. It's not going to be so good in doubles, but it's going to be a lot better in singles. So Sableye is going to burn my Tentacool, which sucks because I am a physical set, and I'm going to get very, very underwhelming damage there against a Incineroar. Plus the, of course, it's got Rocky Armor too. So my Toedscool is going to get burned by that. This Toedscool is actually quite a tanky set. I went for Leech Seed, and it's going to fail because I just got taunted. So this Tentacool has got Clear Body and it's got Focus Sash as its item. The Toedscool has got Max Health and Max Defense, Bold Nature, and it's got Everlight as the item, Mycelium Might as the ability, and we've got Mud Slap, Leech Seed, Pain Split, and Toxic. So it's more of a stalling set or defensive wall. I had to have kind of one of them on my team. So I'm just trying to get some damage here and, of course, drop the accuracy on the Incineroar. I might be able to get a bit more damage off of these Pokemon. Unfortunately, it is mostly shut down there due to Taunt. So Incineroar's going to swap out, and we got, what is this, Fat Princess? Is going to come in here. It's a Clefable. So I went for Knockoff, and I'm going to get rid of Sableye's Mental Herb. So that's just there, I guess, if it gets taunted, yeah? So I'm going to go for Mud Slap on the Sableye too. I'm going to drop a little bit of actually, and Willow Miss is going to Willow Miss. So that worked out very, very nicely. Now, what do you think of Tentacool and Tentacruel, Toedscool and Toedscruel? Let me know in the comments section. Do you like these Pokemon? Do you not? What do you think of them? I've always really, really liked, especially Tentacruel. I've always liked this, a really cool looking Pokemon, and it's a really decent Pokemon as well. Very, very, it not only can it set up like, great entry heads to set it up with Toxic Spikes, it's a nice special attacker and physical attacker. Very, very diverse Pokemon. So we got the Super Troll using, we got the Taunt again on my Tentacool. And now it was getting confusing because both these Pokemon were taunted, and, I was wondering when they were going to run out, so I had to keep checking all the time. So I'm going to go for Gunk Shot here on the Clefable. Almost took it out there, very, very close, and now it's going to set up a Reflect. So that's bad for my physical attackers. Fortunately, in the back, I had 2 special attackers. So I went for a Mud Slap Disrespect, Mud Slap. Man, I just made up a new move. It's called Mud Slop. What do you reckon? What would that even be? It would be mud, and it'd just be slopped over you. I don't know. Maybe it needs to be like a wave of like mud. I'm not sure, but that would be muddy water then. I'm not sure. What would Mud Slop be? Let me know in the comment section of the video. So my Tentacool's going to know you the Incineroar, and my Toedscool's going to get its attack drop. So I went for Gunk Shot, and Gunk Shot is going to miss, unfortunately. Also, people, if you want to support the channel and my videos, and you want to see my videos more often in the description box and all that sort of stuff there, jump through the 69 hoops, make sure you hit that like button and leave me a comment there. That's the best way. If you're wondering, why my videos aren't appearing for you, that's the best way to, get them to appear. So in comes the Slaking here. It's King Kong. I'm going to go for the Gunk Shot, and of course, I was actually just trying to get a poison here, really. I knew it wouldn't do a lot, and that's going to be fainting to do a Zen Headbutt from Slaking. So that's fine. These are probably my 2 weakest Pokemon. Then again, that Tentacool's not too bad. It managed to set up Toxic Spikes a lot in many, many battles. So Incineroar's going to go for a Flare Blitz. Yeah, that's the end of Toedscool. There's not much I could have done there. I didn't really want to swap out either. I was fine with what they did already. So we've got Tentacruel coming in here, and we got Toedscruel. So this Tentacruel is a special attacking set. I've got Shock, which works well with the Tentacool lead, not so much in doubles as I explained. Giga Drain, Hydro Pump, and Acro Pressure. Acro Pressure is a really cool move. It can give a random stat of +2 to itself or to the ally, which is kind of interesting in this situation. I was really thinking about what I should do, because Slaking's a very, very scary Pokemon. No way I was going to be able to one-shot it, so I had to think what I was going to do. I had the Terra Grass on there too, so I could get around any electric moves and ground-type moves. The Toedscruel was a special user too. We had Giga Drain, also gave it Shock, Hex as well, and Flash Cannon. I had Assault Vest, and I had the Terra-type Steel. Pretty much for any of those ice-type moves that would completely, say if I lost my Tentacruel, I'd be in a really, really bad situation if the opponent had a ice-type move. So we got a Clefable KO with a Mudslap, which was good. And now Sableye is going to go for a skill swap on the Slaking. So that's going to get rid of Slaking's ability, which is going to be very, very bad now, because it's not going to be truanting at all. It's going to be attacking every single turn. That's the end of the Sableye. So we got a 4v4 battle here too, which is pretty cool. So I just did Shock, of course, without the poison. It's going to do donkeys. This also has leftovers on top of it too, and your Reflector's gone, which doesn't really change too much. Next Pokemon is Incineroar. Now, this doesn't have a lot left in it. I thought, well, I can feint it with Hydro Pump, and I don't know how much it can really do. More for me, it was like the Slaking that was going to be the issue here. My EVs on Toedscool were Max Special Attack, Modest Nature, and Max Speed. So it was definitely a special attack. So we got Slaking going for a Stellar there, and we got a Helping Hand from Incineroar. This attack is really, really going to hurt. I went for Hydro Pump first because I'm obviously going to be outspeeding, and Incineroar's down, which is good. So it's not going to be able to get another turn to attack after this, I guess. And now we got a Double Edge. I'm like, yep, whatever that lands against, it's definitely going to get one-shotted. So Toedscool is down. So now it is a 1v1. Now, we got a bit of recall damage there, and it's got leftovers. So I'm like, okay, I need to... maybe I should go for a Terra Grass here. I could go Terra Grass Giga Drain, or I could try and risk an Acro Pressure. I really wasn't sure, because I was in a bit of a pretty bad situation here, because this thing hit like really, really hard. But they didn't know what my Terra was going to be. So I decided to go for Terra Grass here. And Terra Grass is going to give me some, obviously some good recovery too. And if Double Edge didn't have a, Double Edge wouldn't have a Helping Hand on top of it too, and it would cost recall. So they're going to go for a Zen Headbutt. If I was still my normal type there, I definitely would have fainted. I also got outsped, which was a bit of a surprise too, because Slaking is a lot faster than probably what you think. And I got Giga Drain damage, and I got some recovery. Now, this is interesting, right? So we've got leftovers on the Slaking here. I went for the Giga Drain again here, and I actually went first, so it's a speed tie. I was like, ooh. So Giga Drain almost takes it out. They're very, very close. I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's going to be up to the next turn. I don't think they're going to go for a, I don't think they're going to go for Double Edge there. It's going to be like way too low a health. They went for Drain Punch. Drain Punch does a lot of damage. However, my ability, Liquid Ooze, comes into effect, and Slaking is actually going to faint due to my ability. Oh, wow. What a crazy finish there. So it's not very often you're going to see Liquid Ooze activate against Drain Punch, because, Tentacruel is a poison type, right? But a crazy double battle there. Thank you for the battle, man. That was loads of fun. Let's get on to battle number 2. So Liquid, I think I've done a Liquid Ooze ability team before. I'm trying to cast my mind back. I'm pretty sure I have, but very, very situational for sure. I guess if I didn't have Liquid Ooze, then it would have come down to the last turn, whoever won the speed tie. So next battle here, we got another battle. This one's on the Poker Portal. We have a Nasty Pot Petulant. So this is going to be a fairly big counter to my team. So I thought, we've got 6 Pokemon to verse. So I was like, well, I guess I can go for Knockoff and get some damage here. I may as well. So I went for Knockoff, great damage against the Petulant. I got a crit, which was really, really nice too. And I got rid of its Black Sludge. So, that was pretty good there for Tentacool. Now they're going to go for Hex against my Tentacool. It does very underwhelming damage, so they must have had like nothing in special attack at all. So I went for liquidation in hopes that maybe I can get a small defense drop. That was a chance of it, and I got it. I was like, wow, that's pretty good, and I got some liquidation. So here comes another Hex, and Tentacool is going to be fainting here, which is fine, I guess. So that's the end of Tentacool. I was like, what should I bring in here? Maybe I could bring in my Tentacool and just finish it off. Also, I guess I can go for Hydro Pump. That's about it. I could go for Acro Pressure, but it might be risky to go for that, especially when it's got a nasty pull-up. So I decided to risk the Hydro Pump. I didn't have a lot of choice, and since its special is not as good as its defense, that is enough to take it out. So next Pokemon we got is Regieleki. I was like, oh, this is very, very bad. Look, I have to go for Terry. There's no way I can lose my Tentacruel at this point, because Tentacruel is like one of the best Pokemon on this team. And I'd say that pretty loosely too, because this team is man, this is a tough team to run. Like, I had a lot of really good battles with this team. The opponents used 6 Pokemon, but you know, I had one battle which was quite frustrating, right? The opponent had 6 Pokemon, right? But all of the Pokemon were on like 1 health, and they only won because they had more Pokemon. There was a lot of battles like that. So anyway, Regieleki is going to go first, and it's going to paralyze me. To my surprise, I thought it'd go for, I don't know, an electric move, anything really. So I'm paralyzed, and I do get a Venoshock off, which is cool. And Regieleki almost gets dropped there, and the poison is going to be enough to take it out. So I guess health-wise, that was pretty good. I only really sustained a paralyze. Next Pokemon is going to be Lapras. All right, fair enough. Lapras obviously has the ice move coming my way, like an Ice Beam or, I don't know, Freeze Dry or Blizzard or something like that. Giga Drain at least is super effective. Here comes the Ice Beam. Now, Tentacruel's got reasonable bulk to it on the special side, so I thought, with Giga Drain, I'm going to be able to live 3 Ice Beams, you know. That's unless it gets a critical hit, I get paralyzed, of course. I was hoping, you know, those things didn't happen. So, good suck there, some big suck. And I'm going to go for Giga Drain again. Now, Lapras does have leftovers, sure, but it also has poison from the Toxic Spikes my Tentacool put on the field earlier. So, I know that I can beat it, right? And I'm also, you know, I'm also getting that Giga Drain second too. So here comes another Ice Beam. That did maybe a little bit more damage. However, I do have the item as Patea Berry, if I didn't mention that before. That's going to boost up my special attack, which is going to make Giga Drain hit a lot harder. And that was enough to take it out, which is awesome. So I'm going to get all that health back. Lapras does have a lot of health too, which you know, is definitely going to help for recovery, and it's also going to faint. So I've taken out 3 Pokemon so far. So I'm like, this is good, you know. I've only got 4 Pokemon myself, and I've taken out 3. So in comes a new bus. Is that a new? Is that like when you go to the bus store, right? There's a new bus there. Sorry, I had to do it. That was a 10 out of 10 joke, by the way. Like, let me know in the comment section. So anyway, Lucara's going to go for a couple of extreme speeds, and that is going to be the end of the Tentacruel. So I've lost probably my best Pokemon. So things are going to get quite difficult now. So we got Toedscruel. I thought, what? Toedscool. This can beat it with Mud Slap. I've got 2 Mud Slaps, or I've got Leech here. I thought, well, look, just in case Mud Slap, I don't know, like, say something goes wrong, I could go Leech Seed to get recovery. So I decided to go for the Leech Seed here. They're going to go for Extreme Speed. That does donkeys, and I've got the Leech Seed going. So I can pretty much go for Mud Slap, and if they do want to, well, I mean, if they do want to swap here, they're going to have to take a Mud Slap, you know? They're going to have to put up with that accuracy drop. So Toedscruel's going to get some of itself back. It's going to go for Dragon Pulse, so it seems to be like a mix set. That does donkeys, so no stab. I'm very special defensive, and that is going to be then off the card. So I've taken out 4 Pokemon now, which is as many Pokemon as I got. So I'm thinking that's pretty good so far. That's a good effort, but we still got 2 to go. We're on hard mode at the moment. So in comes Cinderace. This is a big counter for my team once Tentacruel's gone. They're going to go for a Pyro Ball, and that's going to completely wipe out Toedscool because I'm not defensively bulky at all, and that's a hard move to live too. So Bunny is going to take some toxic damage. So I've got last Pokemon is going to be Toedscruel. So on this one, I've got Venoshock and Hex. I'm like, man, I mean, I can't even Terra either, so I'm going to have to go for Venoshock here. I outsped it, which was really cool, and good damage. Now, the Pyro Ball actually is going to miss, so that was excellent. I'd say that definitely would have fainted me for sure there, since I'm running more of a sweeping set. So, Venoshock is going to be enough to take out the Bunny, which was pretty funny, and we've got 1 more Pokemon left. Now, the last Pokemon is Goody? It's Goodra. Oh, wow, that's a pretty... Man, I don't know how long it took them to make that name up, but man, it's a good one. So now we've got Hex and Venoshock. I'm thinking, What if they go for a Steel Terror here? Because I know they're going to go for Terror. They haven't gone for it. Look, if I had 6 Pokemon, I probably wouldn't even go for Terror. So we've got a Terra Goodra here. I'm hoping that it, make the right decision, and it's going to be Stellar again. So okay, fair enough. So basically, to sum things up, they've got a turtle on their head. So I'm going to go for the Hex here. Hex still gets a double base boost as well, and Goodra's very, very bulky. So they've got Ice Beam, and it's going to be, that's going to be very, very rough for Toedscool. And I just live it, only just. So as you can see, they've got a lot invested in bulk here. So I just went for Venoshock. I was hoping for a critical hit, maybe. I don't even know if that would have been enough to take it out. And Goodra is going to cook me here with a Flamethrower. But I was very, very happy with how that went. Like, I only had 4 Pokemon, and I got them all the way down to their last Pokemon as well. And they had many, many super effective moves on against my team too. So that was a pretty good battle. Let's get on to our third and final battle here. And we've got, I have no idea what my opponent's name is. Maybe someone can translate. This is a rather interesting battle to say the least. So we've got a Hydreigon lead. Now, my opponent actually bought 4 Pokemon, which is fairly rare. Most people will just pick 6 Pokemon because I want to click the A button and win. So I've got Toxic Spikes and Gunk Shot. I felt like Toxic Spikes could be useful in this. There were a couple of Pokemon on their team which, it wouldn't affect. Like, I don't know which ones they actually brought because they brought 4. And they had a couple of levitating and flying Pokemon too. So we've got a red card here. I was like, what is going on? Red card Hydreigon. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. So unfortunately swapped into Toedscruel. And now Toedscruel is going to be swapped into, Tentacruel, my goodness, is going to be swapped into Toedscruel. And they're going to set up the Stealth Rock. So like, okay, Stealth Rock Hydreigon, right. I've got Flash Cannon. I don't have a lot for this thing, let's be real. So I went for the Flash Cannon here, and this thing is like, it's too bulky for a normal set. So I can see they've got a raw Hydreigon too. It's a really, really tanky Hydreigon with raw. I'm like, oh, they're going to try and phase me out, aren't they? So I've got my Tentacool. That's going to break my Sash. Look, I don't know if they've got any forms of recovery at the moment, so I just keep attacking him. I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go for Toxic Spikes. And I'm going to get that on the field, and then maybe they'll just go for a Roar again. However, the opponent went for a Terra Steel, so that's good, If I went for Gunk Shot like I did before, that would have had no damage at all. So they're going to go for Terra Steel, which is a pretty good steel, Terra to go against my team here with, with Grass Pokemon especially, and Poison, a very, very good one to go for. And now they're going to go for Roar, so they're trying to beat me just with entry hazard damage. So I got to beat them, So we're going to go into the mighty Toedscool. So I thought, all right, I've got a way to get around them, spamming Roar. I know what to do here. So I've got Leech Seed, and I can use that now. Terra Steel is very, very good on Hydreigon due to its ability, so it's not going to be, affected by any ground-type moves. So it's really you're only going to need, a fighting or a fire-type move there. So I've got my Leech set up. I've been roared out, which is fine. So the thing I thought would be good to get around this would be Leech Seed. So when they use Roar, Leech Seed will come into effect, and it'll heal up the damage that Stealth Rocks do to me, and it'll do damage to Hydreigon. So I sort of got their Stealth Rock counted now. So what are they going to be able to do? Do they have any attacking moves? Are they only going to use Roar? What's their play here, So I've got Liquidation. Now they swapped out. That makes me think they don't have a lot apart from Roar. It's like a complete phasing set. So then they went into Flutter Mane. Now watch this. This is really, really weird, right? So they got Poison, obviously. And I'm going to be going for Liquidation. So they got a boost of energy. That's going to boost up their speed. So okay, fair enough. And I went for Liquidation here, and Liquidation does very good damage. It's not a very bulky Pokemon. Now, this was curious to me. Very, very curious. So, as you know, this is a sweeping set, max attack and max speed. So, the Flutter Mane, I'm thinking, is going to use Shadow Ball. I'm like, all right, fair enough. That's the end of Tentacool. Tentacool lived that too well. Is this got some sort of insane bulk to it on the special side? I have no idea, but I don't know, maybe a Flutter Mane with no special attack EV. I don't know. Their builds and EV spreads were very, very strange, from the start. So that's the end of Flutter. I feel like, I don't know, that definitely had to have no special attack. I'd say it was something crazy max health and max special defense. So in comes Glimora. I went for Liquidation. It's a good move to go for, and it's going to use Spiky Shield. So that's going to be doing some damage to me. So I thought, all right, they're going to try and work around me with that. I went for Liquidation. Good damage. It's just about a 2 to 3 hit KO. So the Toxic Spikes are going to go on the field, which is not a problem. I still have I still got my Tentacruel in the back. I also broke the air balloon too. So now I figured out why they did that. They have nothing to hit me with. They've only got Mortal Spin. And also they're going to get rid of the Toxic Spikes from before. So I thought, all right, they're definitely going to go for Spiking Shield again, expecting me to attack. So may as well just set up the Toxic Spikes again. Now, I know they're going to get cleared, but at least now I can get another liquidation off against them, right? So I got another one off. It wasn't enough to faint them, and another Toxic Spikes on the field, which, you know, is neither here nor there. I can absorb that with Tentacruel the next turn. So Mortar Spin is going to take out my Tentacool, but it did a very good job there. You know, that nearly took out... When you think about it, they nearly took out 3 Pokemon. So we're going to bring in Tentacruel now. I thought this is prime time to use Acro Pressure, you know. So as you know, Acro Pressure randomly raises a stat by 2 stages. So what I'm aiming for, especially on this Tentacruel set, with 1 Acro Pressure special attack sharp raise, this thing becomes a very, very potent sweeper. And like I've even had times where it got like evasiveness, it got a special defense rise by 2, a defense rise by 2. It's very, very good. The worst one you can really get is attack, because it's a special attacker. Everything else is mostly beneficial to it. So this cannot do any damage to me at all. So I'm thinking I may as well just keep setting them up here and see what I can get. They've got Venoshock and Mortal Spin, which isn't a bad combination there. But, you know, Tentacruel really, really walls it. I don't think they want to swap out either because, you know, in case I go for an attacking move, they don't know what I'm going to do here, right? So I'm going for Acro Pressure. I'm getting some stat boosts, but they're not really the stat boosts that I want. I got evasiveness there, which is pretty cool. I got a couple of accuracy boosts. So I was like, well, you know, Hydro Pump is never going to miss now. That's good. I was really trying to get a special attack boost there. So I got a couple of accuracy boosts. So now Hydro Pump's good to go. That's about the only move I've got that's, you know, going to be, low accuracy. So then I got critted, which was actually good. So that's going to activate my Potato Breeze. So that was the idea, you know. Maybe I got a sharp special attack boost. I got put on a low amount of health and then got another boost. That sort of equated to me mostly getting a nice late game sweep against the opponent. But I digress. It didn't happen. Next Pokemon is going to be Hydreigon Steel. So, yeah, you may have got a bulky build there, but I've got 100% accuracy Hydro Pump. You've already terrored. I pretty much know what you're going to do now. You're not going to outspeed me because you've invested, you know, most things in bulk there. And yeah, that's going to be the end of the Hydreigon. Now, there's only one more Pokemon left on their team, and their final Pokemon is Delibird. I was like, what? So Delibird is going to clap them cheeks there. It's going to go for Fake Out. That didn't do a lot of damage. That makes me feel like it's a Vital Spirit set instead of Hustle. Delibird is going to have a Focus Sash as the item there. And the next turn here, it's going to use Destiny Bond. So you use that move. I selected my move to take it out, so it would be like I'd have 2 Pokemon left, but they cancel the battle at the end. Hope you enjoyed it, people. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.